always I have been thinking about, the education system, how it can be improvised, and, always that is also my field of interest. So before that movie, also I was thinking, and after that movie, it got me thinking, yeah, kids have to understand, like, what they study. There is one more movie, I mean, that came during my college time, that is DDLJ. I guess everybody knows that. And the Sarson Ka Khet, I mean, it's so etched in my memory. I mean, I'm a Tamilian, but my parents were living in Gwalior at that time, and that movie was released. And from my college, I would travel by train, and I would see that Sarson Ka Khet. I mean, it's beautiful. It turned magical with that movie. So they have gotten married a year earlier, and theirs was also an arranged marriage. And how that marriage, kind of turned into a beautiful relationship. So the entire movie is about that. And I thought such a simple concept, but it is developed so beautifully.
Hey, hello everyone. This is Dipankar here. Welcome to yet another episode of the Cubicle podcast. We meet with folks who are from different functions, backgrounds, and how they have connection with the movies and how they love the movie. So we're trying to blend between both those two. Today we have a very different person if you compare to the host which we have got till late on our Cubicle Cinema podcast. Today we had someone who had been in physiotherapy or had practiced physiotherapy before and now had taken a break, and then now she is into her own podcast. By the way, she has her own podcast. I have to see the name. So it's called Throw Y, right, ma'am? So this is Shanta, ma'am. So this is
Yeah,
Throw Y, right?
it's the True Y lifestyle.
Great. So we have with us today Shanta Shankaran, ma'am. Right. So she is more of a curator of experiences and cultures, and she covers all those in her blog. She has a YouTube blog, so you can go check it out. It'll be there. The link will be there in the description of this video as well. So right now, it's more like Shanta ma'am, does the or celebrates the extraordinary into the ordinary. So welcome to the podcast, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. And it is feels so good to be here.
Thanks, ma'am. The pleasure is ours. You compared to, as I mentioned already, so compared to the other guests which you had who were from different industries, with you it's a little bit different, and it's really great. So I would want to know the journey, from your end as well. So the first thing which we have is basically the section which you want to do is called travel and cinema. Travel plays such a different or such a good role or in our day-to-day work, right? In your work specifically also, it plays a very central role, right? So is there a movie that kind of inspires your wanderlust or captures the spirit of exploring new cultures?
Yeah, I love traveling. I mean, so that is the reason even I have the YouTube channel for art, culture, lifestyle, and I love meeting new people. The movie Jab Tak Hai Jaan, the opening scene when Shah Rukh is driving through Leh Ladakh, that I thought was very beautiful, and definitely that is there on my to-do list. And in that movie, there are a couple of beautiful places that they have shown, and definitely I would love to, visit them. And there is one more movie, I mean, that came during my college time, that is DDLJ. I guess everybody knows that. And the Sarson Ka Khet, I mean, it's so etched in my memory. I mean, I'm a Tamilian, but my parents were living in Gwalior at that time, and that movie was released. And from my college, I would travel by train, and I would see that Sarson Ka Khet. I mean, it's beautiful. It turned magical with that movie. So, yeah, I mean, a few, like, instead of an entire movie, there are scenes from many movies that kind of inspire you to travel and see new places.
Oh, that's great, ma'am. So yeah, I think movies in general, if we talk about even Bollywood movies previously, I cannot talk about the new generation movies, but I think they have taken us to a lot of places, right? To a lot of locations in the world and even in India also. So yeah. So coming to the next point which you have, ma'am, which is stories that matter, right? So you already mentioned your fascination with change makers, right? Now, in any films or characters which showcase change makers, whose stories have left like a lasting impact on you.
Yeah. Three Idiots. I mean, I have two films in this genre. First one is Three Idiots. And I just love that movie because always I have been thinking about, the education system, how it can be improvised. And, always that is also my field of interest. So before that movie, also I was thinking, and after that movie, it got me thinking, yeah, kids have to understand, like, what they study. So if there is a practical experience, it would be good. And then, creativity and innovation is like so important. For example, every school can take up a local problem that, that area is facing, and then ask the kids to, come up with a solution for that. And you will be surprised that kids are so innovative. They might come up with, numerous solutions, and something may click too. So if something clicks, then, the next step to introduce them to what is a patent. And, not every child is going to be an inventor, but there might be that one or two. And this kind of, triggers that. So, if kids are introduced to what is a patent and told about that, and there are so many things that can be taught. Like, for example, we learn about the food pyramid. So, but if we are taught actually how to plan our meals, and it cannot be like a 1 year thing, like you just revisit it again and say, okay, hey, you know what, we can plan your meals. So kids are aware, like the area where they are living, what is the soil, what fruits or veggies can be grown. All these things make the kids into a more practical person. So so there are a lot of so many ideas, and I resonated so much with that film. So that film definitely left a very very deep impact on me. So that is one movie. And then the next movie is Life is Beautiful. It is an Oscar winning movie. And it is such a beautiful story. The father, mother, and child are taken into the concentration camp, and the dad and the boy have to live together. And the boy doesn't even know that it is a concentration camp, because the dad converts it into a game of adventure and thrill. And the boy thinks all the time that he is in the camp, that they are playing a game. It is the love and the creativity, wonderful creativity that the dad had, so that made the world beautiful for the child. So that is another movie, that left like a really, really deep impression on me.
Okay, I actually didn't hear the second movie, but I'm definitely going to watch it. The Life is Beautiful right now.
Yeah, it's a long, I mean, I guess many years ago, but it has won the Oscars.
Okay, I'll definitely watch it, ma'am, because I haven't actually seen that movie, but yeah, definitely I'll do that. So I'll come to the next point, ma'am, which you have, right? So the art of storytelling. Okay, so storytelling is anyways at the heart of what you do presently, right? With your content which you produce. So is there a particular, let's say, I would talk about any movie which have kind of whose narrative style, or maybe the visual storytelling which is there, you have admired that, or you've taken inspiration from that for your own work in general.
I have enjoyed, I mean, and I love storytelling. Night at the Museum Part 2, actually, I
Ah,
watched it at the theater.
okay.
And the introductory scene again blew me away. I thought, wow, I mean, somebody can do something like this. And because I guess it was a hologram of animals that were
Yes,
appearing at a party.
yes, yes.
And then after that and I had not seen part one, so part two was my first time. And then when I saw the entire museum coming alive, I thought, wow, that's like such a beautiful concept. So visual storytelling, I thought that movie was really good. And then I also like this movie, Now You See Me. It's totally the magic. I love magic. So that I really enjoyed. And the narrative storytelling movie, Ponniyin Selvan, I really enjoyed Ponniyin Selvan because I have not read the book. That is the first time I was watching Ponniyin Selvan, and I really found it interesting.
Oh, that's great, ma'am. That's really awesome. So we'll go to the next point which we have, which is basically lifestyle and aesthetics, right? oftentimes, lifestyle and art basically intersect beautifully in cinema, right? So in any particular movies which which kind of stands out, wherein they portray the lifestyle and fashion like that, or design per se.
Yeah, there are two movies, that in that genre, Page Three and Fashion. I think those movies like have done a really, really good job because they have shown this fashion industry and the elite crowd, and they've given us sneak peeks, and they've also told us or shown us how cutthroat that industry is.
Hmm.
So those are two movies I thought were pretty good.
That's great. So I just remembered one thing, ma'am. Okay, so we spoke about the travel in cinema, right? So there is one particular movie which I recall of. It's called The Secret of Walter Mitty. I'm
Okay.
not sure whether you have watched that movie or not, but do give a try on that, right? So that movie has lot of good scene scenario, and the whole storytelling is really good. So
Oh,
yeah.
wonderful. Okay, I'll make it a point to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't. So you see, I got to. I recall that because you mentioned Night at the Museum, right? So Night at the Museum. Second part also there is this actor who is there, the lead actor, right? The same actor is there in the Secret of Walter Mitty as well. So that's why I
Oh,
recall the
okay.
movie. Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
his name, some Ben probably, but he's there in that movie also. I like the visual elements in that movie.
Correct.
It will be
Acha, in the other movie. Okay, okay.
the secret life of Walter Mitty. In that, you would see the visuals are very stunning.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Sure, ma'am. This is the last. We're coming to the last question of us, which is basically the ordinary met extraordinary, right? So your work, which is there, it's very, I would say more like finding beauty in the ordinary, right? Whatever you do in your blogs, we have seen that, right? So in terms of that, is there any particular movie per se which transform the mundane into something very magical or very beautiful, and kind of aligns with your philosophy as well?
Yeah, I really liked one movie, The Householder. It is actually a black and white Shashi Kapoor movie.
Okay.
And story is like they've made it so beautiful. So, this husband and wife, they are attending a wedding of their friend who is getting an arranged marriage. And the person is all very grumpy because obviously he doesn't know whom he's marrying, and the girl also is like grumpy. So these two, they relate their 1 year experience of marriage. So they have gotten married a year earlier, and theirs was also an arranged marriage, and how that marriage kind of turned into a beautiful relationship. So the entire movie is about that, and I thought such a simple concept, but it is developed so beautifully. So that is one movie I really enjoyed.
Okay, that's great. I didn't hear of that movie, but definitely I'm gonna give it a watch now. It's black and white, and then it's much more interesting right now. So I'll
And
definitely.
it's in English too.
Oh, that's great. Sure, definitely I'll give it a watch again, man. So yeah, I think with that we kind of came to the end of our post podcast. Right. So thank you, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time for this small podcast which you had today. Movies in general kind of has so many different perspectives and plays so much role into our lives, and it played into yours as well, and it brought out the unique perspectives of movies, and you kind of from that you followed your passion as well. So definitely we're looking forward to more of your vlogs which you make on YouTube. Again, True Y Lifestyle. Okay, I'll just remember the name again. So yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much. And it was so nice to be here and talk about movies. I love watching movies. And of course, do like and subscribe to the True Eye Lifestyle.
Sure, ma'am. We'll definitely do. And yeah, subscribers, you also do the same. We have the link.
Definitely.
We'll put the link below in description of this episode. That's it.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. With this, we come to the end of our podcast. If you love the episode, do like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment. We love your comments, and we can't wait to respond to the comments which you have for us. If you are an industry leader who loves watching movies and kind of have knick-knack or cross done a cross through between movies and your personal or professional lives, we'll love to host you. In that case, do comment on here in the podcast episode itself on the link. Otherwise, the other thing which you can do is send an email to us at connect@recobee.com. It is CONNECT@RECO-PEE.com. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode.